The Red Bull LAN.
And it looks like game number 2 is getting started between Liquid Ret and NaNiwa from Team Quantic. You guys excited for game number 2?
You bet they are.
Of course they are,
Why
Robert
wouldn't
Paul
they
Simpson.
be? And so here, NaNiwa has chosen Antigua Shipyard for game number 2.
I would not be surprised to see NaNiwa do some kind of air opening. He has been known to do some Phoenix openings on this map before. But, you know, I want to give NaNiwa a lot of credit for his really clever recovery that game, going for that big aggressive 4 warp gate, being caught a little off guard, and still knowing how much safety he had in returning back to that calm, simple, easy, straightforward third base.
Right, he very much stuck with his unit production and had enough units to stop Ret from preventing that third. And so down here in the lower right-hand corner of the map, the focus player that is currently 1-0 in the series, playing as the Red Zerg, Liquid Ret.
And up in the top left, no one can deny his skill. One of the top 3 Protosses in the world. From Team Quantic, it's NaNiwa.
Yeah. So NaNiwa has just been impressing, I believe, left and right all weekend long.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there were 4 focus players here. And obviously, they were the ones that got the challenges. But just every time that you see NaNiwa play, he has just been so solid overall. And so he very much has what it takes to potentially win this. But man, talking about people being on, Ret is just on fire.
Ret is on fire. I mean, Ret had a lot of unconfident moments when he was thinking about his games versus Parting. You know, I was hearing people say, Ret was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm really probably can't do it and stuff. But you know what? It's exactly what he practiced. He took down Parting, and that's got to be a huge confidence booster when he's going up against NaNiwa, a Protoss definitely of the caliber of Parting. And it looks like, interestingly, NaNiwa is going for a blind 16 Nexus. He has not scouted.
Man, he's not with that 17 Nexus.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
That is relatively greedy.
That is. You greedy, greedy Protoss.
Oh,
there's the Forge going down. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go Pylon and Gateway. I mean, being as greedy as humanly possible. Actually, maybe even Gateway Pylon. Nope, there's a Pylon going down. He's going to be Cyber Coring here or here to make a wall off. He's going to be Gatewaying here to complete that frontal wall off.
Yeah, NaNiwa is a player that is just not afraid to take risks.
Yeah, this is definitely metagaming, as we would say. Metagaming is where you consult the outside game knowledge to make in-game decisions. We have seen Ret do a lot of macro-focused play. That's outside game knowledge. And we're betting that he's going to be doing that yet again. Oh, Ret.
Whoa.
And there he ends up seeing the probe, so he knows that a cannon could be possible.
And he's also moving his Zerglings across the center of the map as well. He's going to get over here and get this knowledge. He will see just how late that Nexus was once he eventually makes it over there, although clearly Red is not a player that's going to be going for any early aggression here. And NaNiwa is adding on 2 assimilators.
Yeah, I really like the just standard 2 assimilator after expand. It opens up 3 big tech opportunities for you. The Twilight Council for a blink opening. You can easily go for the Robo-based Warp Prism openings, transitioning into Immortal and Colossi. And, of course, the Stargate opening is very typical as well. So if you get the double geysers up, you can do easily any one of those. And See You Later Probe gets picked apart. I think a really popular style on this map is a blink-focused early third. You get 5 gates, a fast +2 with sentries and stalkers, and take your third around 9 minutes and 30 seconds. And it can easily help you macro right up there with the 3 base Zergies.
Oh, yeah. And the top of that, of the main in Antigua Shipyard is just so exposed. You have so many ways to blink into your opponent's base. So, like, down in Rets, he just has so much land that he's going to have to cover to protect if NaNiwa ends up going for that heavy blink aggression.
And right now, Liquid Ret still not getting any gas geysers, playing calm and normal. He is waiting for the 6-minute mark to get those geysers and for the 6:30 mark to get that Roach Warren. Now we see NaNiwa chrono boosting out a Stalker. This gives him just enough gas to plant a Stargate and still get the Warp Gate research as well. Probably going to be going for an economic air opening.
And so if he's able to get out there and get a lot of harassment, Ret really hasn't had to deal with air toss too much. He just hasn't had to deal with a lot of air harassment all weekend long. So maybe this could be the wrench thrown into Ret's gears that NaNiwa needs to pull ahead.
And it looks, gosh, just impeccable timing by Ret on all of his Overlords, on all of his Larva injects. I mean, at 25 energy, and we see this popping off, and Ret almost always immediately injects, except for right now while we're staring. No, there he goes, getting the nice timing. And Ret is trying to check on this key geyser count. If this geyser count stays pretty low, If he's still staying on 2 geysers, then it can be often very, very difficult for the Protoss to be going for a long-term play.
And now we see, actually, Rhett, surprisingly enough, also managed to get supply blocked, as well as we were talking about just how much he was staying on top of that. His Overlord's just now wrapping up, and now NaNiwa has a bit of a forward pylon there, trying to establish a little bit of dominance.
Trixie. He's trying to convince his opponent that he's not going air, that he's going for some sort of all-in, but no, Rhett's timing's too good for that. Always saying the Overlord's in around 7 minutes. Lets you see that tech now that he is committed to it, and we see the canceled pylon. Look at Rhett. Didn't even fall for it, made no roaches, only making drones. That is hard to do, and as long as he just keeps running in circles, he can never miss a larva inject and still basically keep himself alive.
Right, and he actually even just had the Evo chamber finish up as well, so he literally has nothing to be afraid of as he now safely moves into his lair as well.
Looks like we now have Liquid Red advancing forward. He's going to be able to take out this pylon. A single stalker morphing in, and that's really just to make Rhett feel under more pressure than he really is. And there he takes it down. He will be able to chase down these stalkers that I'm a little surprised NaNiwa left from there to do the fight.
Oh, man, yeah, and he's actually just losing 3 units as Rhett just starts to pull ahead. But now that NaNiwa has 2 Phoenixes and a Void Ray out there, we can see him moving across the field to try and see what he's going to be able to harass. But Rhett already prepared with Queens and Spores at his 3rd.
And there it looks like he has the Queens a little bit far away from that Spore Crawler. That could end up being a little bit of a difficulty. Rhett just going to easily respond by building more Spores. And this is kind of intended to finish, but more importantly intended to draw more targets off for these air units. And NaNiwa, I think, is doing a smart play, just trying to pick off any Overlord that he can.
Now, Rhett's a player that always likes to have a 20 to 30 supply, like, hat, I guess, an opening over him so that he can lose those Overlords because he stays active with them on the map for getting all of the knowledge. Now, NaNiwa's trying to push into the main a little bit, and it's looking like the Spore Crawler might be just a tad out of position, and Rhett's going to lose yet another Overlord.
Got to be careful with that positioning. NaNiwa's doing a really smart job poking around. I would absolutely try to take out the Roach Warren or maybe one of these upgrading Evo chambers. More Phoenix is being added on. We see another Overlord in the center of the map accidentally waltzing to its death. There's the Robo facility. There's the 4 warp gates. NaNiwa now trying to take his 3rd base very, very cleanly. And there's the infestation pit hit.
Yeah, and it's actually so vulnerable right now. He's trying to move another Spore Crawler up there, but anything that gets into the area, will it have time to finish? He's picking off the Queen, going to be able to take that down, but can that infestation pit be finished off? No, but just enough time with the Queen distraction for the other Spore to land, and the infestation pit is safe.
Very nice play there by Liquid. Rhett in the unit station. We see just 3 Queens out. He didn't overproduce those Queens. NaNiwa is focused on the late-term play. You see more drones being produced. He's actually at 81 to the 58 of NaNiwa. 58 is also quite high for NaNiwa. He's been clearly spending some chrono boost on his pro production as well. And in the meantime, Liquid Rhett is being very sloppy with these Overlord rallies. In the units lost, we see that most of this is actually Overlords. And it looks like Liquid Rhett blipped and is back.
He is good to go. Now, fortunately enough, Rhett just has so many extra Overlords anyway that it shouldn't matter. Now he's getting up here with a small assault of Zerglings moving into the natural. Will he be able to get in and get anything? NaNiwa with the clutch warpin and the pylon placement to block that ground force. Oh, man, that's actually a lot of Lings. If Rhett gets in there and gets us around, he could do some significant damage, although he's a bit distracted at home, losing Overlords.
But it looks like the Infestors are almost out. There's the nice grab. He's going to be able to goop it up again. He does have Burrow, so he was able to escape. He gets another nice fungal. Can he continue to get more? No, both of them get lifted. A big blunder right there, taking that much damage. See you later, Void Ray. So that has been a big benefit to Liquid Rhett, but now he has more Infestors popping out. He does have the speed, the range. He's getting another hatch. I don't think he'd be able to bust this if he went for the big push, but the big goal right now for Rhett is to drone up, take a 4th, and begin that hive tech.
Well, if Rhett actually just starts massing tons of roaches and waits for his missile attacks, level 1, to finish up while harassing with his Mutalisk, once that Spire finishes, he can just kind of pick apart NaNiwa all at once while having just a massive ground force.
The question is, does NaNiwa have enough time to get Blink while all that is getting set up? We look in the unit station, only 2 Stalkers are out right now, but the Twilight Council is up, as we do see the +2 weapons incoming. So now Rhett is actually, it looks like he will be going for the 3rd. And I do think that there's a strong possibility a bust could work. but Red has been practicing this long-term, slow, methodical Broodlord style, and I really commend him for trying to go for it.
Right, and just sticking to that is so nice to see, because Rhett knows what he's working on, right? He is still here to improve. He's taking the core values of the Red Bull LAN so seriously, and now he's starting to move out on the map.
Oh, wow. He may very well try to do a timing push in combination with these burrowed infestors. If he lobs a huge line of infestors and traps behind, it's the Zerg-style force field, and it looks like the Zealots are in the front. He's going to try to rush forward. There, it looks like a bunch of infested Terrans popping out. There's a fungal, and will he have time to burrow? He does have time to burrow, and there it looks like a bunch of infested Terrans being lobbed out. Can he manage to break through? It looks like as the infested Terrans pop up, they will be cleaned up by that one Colossus. But there it looks like Rhett is going to try to target fire this one single Nexus and try to catch this small force out of position. The Nexus guaranteed to fall, and now Rhett continues to push forward. He may very well have just broken NaNiwa with the timing push you just referenced, Rob.
Now, NaNiwa's going to have to lift off those units more frequently. He needs to keep them off the ground. He has so much energy on his Phoenixes. He really needs to make great use of them. But Rhett coming in with some more units, coming in with all of those roaches, and, man, tapping out Rhett, the focus player, coming in with an extremely convincing 2-0 and going into the finals against Sase.
What an incredible win right there from Liquid Rhett. I mean, just phenomenal play, game and game again, barely beating Parting 2-1, defeating NaNiwa 2-0. Now he's up against Sasa, who has taken down 2 Koreans, taken down his teammate Liquid Chef. Can Rhett manage to win another Zerg vs. Protoss best of 5 this time?
If Rhett keeps playing this way, there is actually no way that he can lose if he keeps playing like this. He's identified the holes in his play. He's identified the holes in his opponent's play, and he is exploiting them to his advantage.
He has played absolutely phenomenally. Guys, we're going to get that finals match set up right away, so don't go anywhere. It's going to be the finals of Red Bull LAN Orlando coming up right after this. I'm Day 9.
And I'm Rob Simpson. Keep it locked.